Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another episode. Dave Rodriguez here, one of the head traders inside the Alliance community. Quick shout out, as always, to everyone watching the video today. Definitely appreciate the support. Just make sure you mash that subscribe button if you have not already. All the newbie viewers out there, make sure you stay into the end because we'll be revealing our free ebook, The Cryptocurrency Consumer Guide. Has all our best kept secrets and strategies, tons of facts, and some key things you'll need to know in order to make it in the crypto market. Let's not waste any time. Let's jump right in today. We're going to start looking at Ethereum. A couple of things to look at when looking at Ethereum. Right now, I'm focused on this area right here, but I'm also looking at a few different things. It's an ugly head and shoulder in play here. Head and shoulders aren't the best pattern in my book, even though I watched them play out a lot just to kind of give me a confluence. But we have a nice head and shoulder pattern here. I don't know why it's not working out. Let me see. Oh, there we go. And there we go. Okay, so the head and shoulder, this is right here at the neckline. It could break up, retest. That would also break outside of the wedge here. First, second touch, break outside of the wedge here. First, second touch. Normally you see three sides get touched. One side get touched 3 times, like this bottom here, before it broke completely out. But we are in a downtrend. You see this head and shoulder here. We're going to go ahead and erase because I don't want to focus too much on that. I just like to point it out to you guys. So we're going to focus on this area here. Again, we have some key zones here in between these wicks. This whole area right here is just a nice little area for support and resistance. And you can see we're right in that area here. Now, as you can see, the candles are slightly finishing in a more bullish manner. And the top is kind of consolidating right on the line. Look, it also is touching the 200 EMA on the daily chart. Rejected here, perfect rejection here, perfect rejection here. Now, in this situation, what you want to do is you just want to wait. You can predict which way you think it's going. It looks pretty bullish, like we could break up to this level right here with no problem. Retest this area here before we break to our target here around 44,000 Satoshis. But we could also see a breakdown and a fall back to this area. Why do I say that? Because a nice retrace would make us all feel better. If you bring the Fibonacci up here, actually, this is probably the latest high here. If you notice, the 61.8 and the 78.6, which are very key points, all end up in our consolidation zone here. So seeing a nice bounce down before we see a nice bounce up, or even seeing a nice bounce down to the trend line, maybe it comes over here to the trend line and meets up right about here before it takes off to the upside. Many things to look at, many key things. Another thing, on the daily, all the MAs are pointing up. They're nicely separated like they are here in this nice uptrend. A spike down to touch these areas would not be uncalled for. So basically what we always do is we wait for the candle to tell us what it's going to do. We're going to see a big candle spike up and above this area here at 38,000, or we're going to see a spike down below 36,000. But you can also zoom in on a lower time frame, and you can see these areas right here come into play. You have a nice uptrend forming here. It's somewhat of it's a counter trend, but it's a nice trend forming here. So that thing falling down and touching this line would not hurt at all. And if you look back over here, we have a consolidation phase here between the 19th and the 7th, excuse me, between the 11th and the 17th. A nice consolidation phase before that leg popped up. So what we're seeing here is a nice little wedge, which is a bullish pattern. You can see this wedge pattern here. I'll draw it out for you. You know, this is a bullish pattern, so maybe we can see this next leg going up. But, you know, this is mostly the entry here. You want to see, once you see this break and retest from this area right here, once you see a nice breakout and you see a retest, this will be your entry here, your stops below here. But this is a very key and pivotal point because on the daily, you've got the 200 MA holding it down as it has before. You've got the third touch right in this area here. If we're talking about this wedge formation that is forming, it's 1, 2, 3. We could see a fourth leg here, down this way if this counter trend is broken. So if we see a big spike down, this counter trend will be broken. We know our move is to catch it off the retest, and if it holds, we take it to the downside. Or we're going to see a big break of this wedge to the upside, outside of the wedge, above the 200 MA on the daily chart, which is going to be a very important move for us. We need to jump up and above this 200 MA and up and above this huge resistance at 37.5. That is a resistance all the way back in time, guys. Pinpoint here, here, here. And not only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 daily candles are respecting this area and the support below at 36,000 Satoshi. So we want to see a breakout either way. Once it breaks out, we know that's the direction we're going in the meantime. And then we'll follow it down and take it to that direction on one of our trades for those of you who are leveraged traders. For those of you who are trading on the exchanges, let's see a nice little break and a retest in here, and then let's put some entries right on top of this zone here before we take it to the obvious target of up and around 45,000 Satoshis as the first target. So let's jump over to Bitcoin real quick, and it's kind of been a dead thing for Bitcoin. One thing I want to point out is if we're going body to body, we did break, and we are holding nicely above the $4,000 psychological level for a lot of traders. There's a lot of resistance and support being held and broken down from here in this area. So this is a very important area. I still haven't determined whether this is broken out or retested the top. I'd love to see a candle move in either way. This is just like Ethereum. We've seen one run up. This run up took 9 days to complete before the next leg. We're only about 4 days deep in here, but we are holding above the $4,000 psychological level. We are creating a nice little counter trend here. Nice little counter trend there. So a retouch of this would be nice. Like I said, we could see some sideways motion. This is not jump in the trade today. This is wait, be patient, and see what the trade tells us. So as far as Bitcoin, we're kind of in the same position we were yesterday, even though I've taken the top trend line away from the wicks because I'm body to body on the bottom, I'm body to body on the top, and I'm body to body here on my trend line for the counter trend that is currently taking us to the top side of the wedge and possibly broken it. So we're going to see how these candles react. Hopefully we see something like this that follows this trend line down to the support at 4,000 where it's holding, and then we continue up to the next target, up and around probably something like that, up and around here at about 44.73. I think this will be a good area for a target here. Something like this. Could even try the measuring tool technique to see if this actually works out. Something like that. It's about like that. So yes, that does work out in many different ways. I really feel like we're going to see some bullish action here. Don't like to speculate too much. I'd like to see a candle move one way or the other. I'd like to see, on the 4 hour, which I don't go to a lot for decision making, but I'd like to see some sideways motion, hopefully touch this trend line, and then bounce right off. So we'll see what happens. We've got a long way to go on this. It could be next 5 or 6 days that it takes to get over this area here, but we don't even know. It could pop off from right here. As far as we know, the trend line is holding. If it does come down, we know the trend line could hold it here. If it breaks below it, we're going to see the counter trend line being broken and back down to the channel wall here. So let's be patient, guys. There's no reason to jump into these trades at highs. We jump into them at lows once we see a nice retest or once we found support and a nice jump-off candle is what I like to call it. It's one of these candles that actually paints. When I say paint, I mean it has colors. It's not a wick. You see a big candle jump up. We know this is the new direction. We might see a nice little dip before it takes off, but those are areas that you want to buy in. Mostly dips or breakouts, and that's what we wait for. So keep this in mind, guys. We see a lot of different green and red crypto, but the top 100 crypto, only about 7 or 8 have been red in the last 7 days, which is very positive. It means that This is not just recycled money. There's new money coming in, new fiat money coming in, new stable coin money that's entering the market and getting out of the stable coins and being traded throughout the market. It's not just Bitcoin. It's not just top 10. It's throughout the market. The whole top 100, besides maybe 7 to 10 coins, have moved up in the last 7 days, which shows that we are bringing new money into the market. There's new interest in trading, and we could see some nice rallies here soon. But remember, guys, retests are needed. They are healthy, and they're where you want to place your entries. So that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed the Bitcoin breakdown. I hope you guys have been enjoying the training videos. I'm going to keep them coming. There'll be setup videos, there'll be training videos, and there'll be, as always, the Bitcoin breakdown. So keep your eyes out for that. Those of you that are new, I promise you guys some free ebook. Go down in the description below. There's a link. It's the bitcoinconsumerguide.com/YT. That's like YouTube. So check it out, guys. See what you think. And show up back here tomorrow to see the next Bitcoin breakdown and see if we see one of these breakout candles show us which direction Bitcoin will be headed next. So next time, I'll see you guys on the next Bitcoin breakdown.